Well, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm with Bruce McDonald here at Canada's coolest festival, Whistler Film Festival. Your film, The Husband, congratulations, is about to screen in a few minutes.
Yes, in a theater very close to here. There's the mountain up there, the snow, the people. So it's a great festival, Whistler.
You have been here how many times? A few.
I think 3 times. Yeah. I love coming to Whistler. It's one of my favorite festivals.
So this film, The Husband, it's a little different than some of the films you've done before.
Yeah.
And it's a script that's actually written by Maxwell McCabe-Lokos. Can you tell us a bit about the film and how that came to be that you decided to direct his film?
Well, Max decided I was going to direct the film. I think Max wrote the script with Kelly Harms, and it's a story of a husband. His wife's in jail for having an affair with a young teenage kid, and he's kind of maintaining, and one day on the way to work he sees the kid, and he's like, oh, that's the kid that kind of had a thing with my wife. So it sets him off on this crazy journey of obsession and revenge, perhaps, or you're not quite sure what he's going to do when he gets this kid. So it's a portrait of a guy unhinged, kind of falling apart and trying to kind of rebuild his marriage, his masculinity, and he's great. And it's an interesting film because it's written by 2 actors actually. So what they conjured in the script were a lot of great sort of moments and great, just a great journey for a character.
It really was a journey, and it really was an unraveling.
Yeah.
Because often in a film you see what causes the unraveling. You don't always see a character in the aftermath or in the face of the unraveling and the unhinging. And he did a fantastic job at that.
Yeah.
Can you speak a little bit about directing him in that?
Well, I'd worked with Max on the Tracy Fragments, and I'd met him in there, and I was really impressed with his, just his collaboration and his instincts and his chops, and I remember after that movie thinking, wow, it'd be great to work with this guy again because he was great. Ellen Page and him had worked together before on something else, and I think it was Ellen that suggested him for the Tracy Fragments. She was like, oh, we should look at Max, right? And I knew him from The Deadly Snakes.
Right.
And, a few years went by, and then he came to me with this project. So it was interesting to kind of have a script like that and know who the guy was going to be. So there was no, great sort of discussion of who it was going to be. So reading the script with Max in mind, I knew right away kind of not exactly how it would go, but it helped me really see the story on the page with Max in mind, and knowing that with his peculiarities and his choices, that it would be an interesting journey with him. So it was him as well being the writer. I've always had the privilege of having the writer around on the set when I worked with Don McKellar and other people that kind of writer actors or just writers being on the set. So it was a fun collaboration with Max. We felt very comfortable with each other. So it was it was a very nice collaboration to explore his character. He trusted me. You want to work with people that you trust.
Yeah,
and so coming into this, there was already that had already been established. So there was no learning curve, I suppose, as you went into the film.
Well, and it's quite a different film. You've been really up to some fun the past few years. You came from some TV directing, which might be, a little different than the freedom of Canadian indie film, but also the documentary music from the Big House,
right,
and Pontypool. You've had fun.
Oh yeah, there's lots going on. You know?
So being open to Canadian film, are you open to different scripts from Canadian screenwriters, or are you preferring to go back to some of your own material?
No, well, we just finished a project, a writer named Pascal Trottier, who again came to me with this script called Hellions, which is a kind of Halloween classic kind of horror movie. So we just finished that a couple of days ago.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, so I love writers, and I like when writers come to me with something, and sometimes...
You hear that, writers?
Yeah, so you hear that, writers? Bring me your best stuff.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And have fun at the festival.
We
I'm sure
will.
we'll see you around.
Yes. So screening very soon. You're off to Ali Liebert's film.
And Michelle Wallet, the director, yeah. Nick Carella, big ensemble cast.
Yeah.
This is the thing about Whistler is it's just so much talent up here, so many great films. You're shaking. You need to get to a film. Not used to the mountain.
Yeah, I thought it would be warmer here in Whistler.
Yeah, warmer. You know? You'd think BC, we're not all hot toddies and giggles. Nice to see you. Thanks.
All right. Cheers.